Special thanks to Raidmax for sending these out. You guys rock. So these are the MX902F RGB addressable heatsinks / heat spreaders from Raidmax. And what these will do is add some fancy bling to your RAM. If you have bare modules like this or non-RGB RAM, these will help you get there. So if you're really into the RGB aesthetic, these RGB heat spreaders will make your system all blinged out. So if you have RAM modules that already have heatsinks, but that they're not bare like these ones, I will link a video in the description below with a bit more instructions on how to remove that, so you can get to this point. Once you're at this point though, we're going to go over the installation process and show you guys how pretty these things are. So time to install. Let's unbox these things and rip the boxes up a little bit. So I gotta say that the RGB craze has even bit me. I've been really looking into this stuff. So look forward to seeing these in an upcoming Xeon project rig, everyone. There we go, there's box number 1. Raidmax, there's a big letters there. These are actually kind of tall as well. Something to keep in mind of, because it may not be compatible with all air coolers as a result. 2. Okay, so something to note of these is that you definitely need a header or a control hub in order to run them. They won't just run plugged into power in case you didn't have those things. So definitely be aware when ordering these that you need a control hub or motherboard header in order to run the RGB on them. Anyways, let's keep going. So let's disassemble these in order to see what's inside. All right, so as you can see, here is the diffuser. There are the LEDs. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in there, and a little connector there at the end. So these are already set up for double-sided DIMMs, I believe. So double-sided DIMMs are like these ones that have the RAM chips on both sides. And so we're just gonna go ahead and insert them in. I believe they just go in like that. But I need to be mindful of where I'm installing them so the cable comes out the correct side. Something else to keep in mind with these strips is they do have a peel-off layer. So you wanna make sure to take that off because it might be pretty easy to miss. And here, line it up, that should be good. And I'll drop this piece on. That's the one right there. So repeat that for all 4 sticks, or for as many sticks as you're doing, and then we'll get into getting them on the motherboard. So this is my test bench, and with this motherboard, this whole project is going to be going into something else, so you guys gotta stay tuned for that. For now, I'm going to be using it to demonstrate how these look. And installing RAM with these makes it even easier because you can just use the metal heat spreader to help push down on things. So like I mentioned, getting the plug side facing up towards your wire management is important. And so installing them into the heat spreaders is really, something you gotta pay attention to when you're doing it. So the Raidmax Magnus video that I did, it came with its own addressable RGB hub. So I'm going to be using that because this motherboard doesn't have any RGB controller or anything on there. Nothing I can plug into that. Fortunately, I had this lying around, so I'll be able to demonstrate how these look for you guys. And so I'm going to take the connectors that these heat spreaders came with, plug it into the sides, just like that. Okay, so a cool feature about this RGB hub that I'm using, because this motherboard doesn't have any connector for it for me to control software-wise, is that you can wire it to a reset or power switch button. So that comes in handy. So I'm going to run you guys through the colors. Right now, I have it strobing right through the RGB spectrum, just running through there, but let's run through the colors as I push the button. So that's it. These are the Raidmax RGB heat spreaders for RAM, and they're really nice in terms of like the look. The white to me looks great, but the different color settings is awesome, and they fit really nicely on the RAM. Just got to make sure to tighten them really good just to make sure that they fit good enough on that one. Something really important, again, I must reiterate this, is you need to have some type of RGB control. They won't light up without it. So I'm using an RGB hub. If your motherboard supports RGB directly on it, you can plug it into your motherboard, and they can daisy chain off each other, so you don't have to worry about not having enough headers for it, but you got to make sure you have something to control them or they won't work. Some other cheaper ones, different ones might be able to work like that, but these are addressable, they're nice, they need a controller. And at about just under $20 a pair, they're not a terrible deal either. So if you want to get into the cool RGB look on your RAM and you don't already have RGB on there, these are definitely a way to go for that. So hope you guys like this video. If you want to see more about this product, it'll be linked in the description below. Follow our social media. We got more videos coming. Make sure you subscribe, like this button if you found it helpful, or if you liked it or anything like that. Check out our other videos, and we'll see you all in the next one. Bye.